Here's what's happening on Junos Connect. Today, we're going virtual. Virtual firewalls, securing virtual data centers, and running entire networks virtually. Plus, we'll go across the pond for a virtual interview to hear about a new book on deploying next-generation multicast-enabled applications. Hi, I'm Kara Suboy. Welcome to Junos Connect, your one-stop video source for all things Junos. High-profile security breaches at major corporations and government agencies have been all over the news lately. So how can businesses protect themselves against cyber attacks? With us today are Peter Lunk and Johnny Constantis to talk about protecting both physical and virtual data centers. Welcome, Peter and Johnny. Nice to see you both. And Peter, this is a really big deal, all of these security breaches that we've been hearing about.
They really have. We issued a study recently with the Ponemon Institute that took a look at how often these attacks are happening. We found that over 90% of companies out there had suffered at least one breach in the last 12 months. So it's really a matter of when and not if.
90%, that's astounding. And what kinds of attacks are they seeing specifically?
So the bulk of the attacks fall into two categories. The one were web-based attacks, so going after people's web servers, and the other were SQL injections, which is trying to get into people's database information, which is where they might store sensitive information like customer data or intellectual property.
So what can they do about these attacks? How can you protect yourself?
Well, we typically recommend a layered approach to this, where we start with firewall to control communications in and out of the network, and we take it another step deeper with application layer security, where we're looking to monitor and control the applications on the network, and then finally look at intrusion prevention systems as the final layer in that hierarchy, where we're going to look at every bit and every packet and look at the threats within that to try to block those.
And those solutions are more for the physical, but what about for a virtualized data center? How do you protect that?
That's right, Kara. So those databases and those web servers that Peter spoke about, they might be implemented as virtual machines in a virtualized environment, like say if you're running VMware. And in that case, you need the same kinds of protections. What we recommend is hypervisor-based security that can provide firewall-based access control, intrusion prevention and detection, as well as other application layer protections.
And these two solutions can integrate, they can work together, right?
That's right. That's part of the Juniper advantage, is the fact that the physical security provided by our SRX series can actually collaborate with the VGW series, which is the hypervisor-based security for virtualized data centers.
Well, fantastic. Thank you both for your time. Appreciate it. For more information on SRX and VGW, be sure to attend the Tech Cafe on July 12th in JNet.
Junosphere Classroom is probably one of the most unique innovations of its kind in the industry today.
Coming up next, we'll show you a virtual world that runs an entire Junos network from your desktop. If you're looking for information about Junos, go to Junos Central. There, we'll tell you about the latest webcasts. Plus, we'll have an archive of the ones we've already done. You're also going to find day one booklets. We have the books, information about the books, and the bios of all the authors. Just go to www.juniper.net/Junos. You can even find all the Junos Connect videos. I'm just saying. Welcome back to Junos Connect, your video source for Junos technology and news. I'm Kara Suboy. Many of you have learned to use Junos in different ways, but what if you could access real Junos elements created in a virtual environment over the internet? Sound virtually impossible? Joining us today is Ravi Pentakanti to tell us about Junosphere Classroom, a virtual learning environment. Thank you so much for joining us, Ravi.
Thanks, Kara.
Tell us more about this, the Junosphere Classroom.
Junosphere Classroom is probably one of the most unique innovations of its kind in the industry today. The simple fact is you could access Junos-based routers and security devices sitting anywhere at any time because it's all done in the cloud.
That's fascinating.
And that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely. What are some of the advantages of doing it that way?
The two big advantages are, number one, you could basically reduce your CapEx significantly by the virtue of the fact that you really don't have to buy Junos-based routers or security devices. Number two, on the OpEx side, you don't need to go out and dole out resources and in terms of spending money for your cooling needs, power needs, space.
The labor issues.
Labor issues, you just don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
All you need to do is get an account, log in, use the Junosphere environment to your advantage for either training purposes or for modeling purposes and get your job done.
Okay, this has got to be incredibly expensive. How much does this cost?
It's a steal. It's $5 a day.
$5 a day.
$5 a day.
To do all that.
To do all that per router. So there's no reason that nobody out there could go out and not know how to train themselves or do modeling.
So who's already using this? Any customers that you can tell us about?
Well, we have some great customers using it today. We have some of the largest and the best universities out there, like Princeton, Georgia Institute of Technology. In Europe, for example, we have the University of London, Queen's Mary College. And recently we also had a large service provider in the US go ahead and subscribe to a few routers.
I know there must be a lot of exciting developments coming down the pipe. Can you tell us about any of them specifically?
I wish I could, but I'll let you know this though. We are working on some more enhancements to making sure that we can cater to a broader audience. So for that, you'll have to wait. Stay tuned.
Okay.
It'll come out soon.
Okay, we'll get you on the show next time. Thank you so much, Ravi. Appreciate the time. For more information, be sure to register for the Junosphere live webcast on July 27th.
Video has emerged as a...
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we're taking a virtual road trip to learn about voice, video, and data content delivery. Looking for answers to questions about Juniper products? Join JNet and tap into the collective knowledge of a global community. Find solutions from Juniper users, experts, and Junos certified engineers. Register for your free user account and join the conversation from your mobile or your computer. Go to the link on your screen to sign up now. Welcome back to Junos Connect. I'm Kara Suboy. The growth, scale, and prominence of video applications over the years have placed emphasis on the most scalable and efficient way to deliver voice, video, and data content to the end user. Today we have Vinod Joseph joining us from London, author of a new book on deploying next-generation multicast-enabled applications. Thank you so much for joining us, Vinod. And why don't you start by telling us a little bit more about the book?
So starting from advertising content for the consumer to mission-critical broadcast applications such as IP television, or even offering remote aid or assistance in performing a surgery, video has emerged as a de facto vehicle for today's global business scenario. In other words, customers are actually looking to deploy video in a very scalable way. And by saying scalable, I mean they're trying to save on OpEx and CapEx. And next-generation multicast essentially is a step forward in providing a optimal and cost-effective way for customers to actually deploy multicast.
What are some of the key features or highlights of your book?
The most important aspect is the introduction of next-generation multicast and the different models that are available in the marketplace. It also talks about why customers should look at next-generation multicast rather than actually holding back to the legacy or previous models that have been deployed for years. And this book essentially provides all the technical and business drivers in making customers make an informed choice.
Why did you decide to write this book?
There are many internet standards and vendor-specific nuances when it comes to the topic of next-generation multicast. And it becomes increasingly difficult for customers to make a choice as to which flavor is the right for their network, which is interoperable, and which is an open standard. So this book essentially talks about what is the right approach for a given set of applications that can suit a given customer.
And who would you say is the target reader? Who should pick up your book and peruse?
It's specifically targeted for the technical audience, technical managers, the network architects, the network designers, and of course, even people pursuing studies in this topic. However, having said that, even the business audience, which is the CXOs, can definitely look at this book as a guide in making an informed decision in the transformation from the legacy to the next generation model.
Vinod, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. For more information, visit www.juniper.net/books. That's it for this episode. I'm Kara Suboy. We'll see you next time right here on Junos Connect.